between the richest and the richest 1% and the rest of the nation, it's the widest since 1928. Earning 19% of the nation's income, the top 10% earned 48%. So 1% gets 19% of total income, the 10% top gets 48% of total income. Seems like President Obama's plan to redistribute wealth doesn't appear to be working. In fact, his policies are actually hurting the very people who voted for him. Come on in. The author of How Rich People Think, the author, Stephen Siebold. What do you think about this? I mean, the income disparity is getting worse despite Obama.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's going to continue, Stuart. I mean, the wealthy know how to make money. They know how to think about money. They have a great positive relationship with money. And once you give them the rules, even if it's a reset of the rules, they're going to figure out how to maximize it and make more money. Bottom line.
Is there something wrong with capitalism? I mean, I'm taking the premise that a widening of the income gap is bad. Now, maybe it's bad or not. I'm not going to take that, but take that as the premise. Is there something wrong with capitalism in America today that this is happening?
Capitalism is the greatest system in the history of the world. I think America proves that. And the more we get back to that, and hopefully it's at some point Washington will actually agree with us and stop, trying to hold people down from starting businesses and succeeding. And it's the greatest system in the history of the world.
Yeah, but
it's proven it.
Obama's redistribution is doing nothing. In fact, this disparity is getting worse. Charles, come in.
The irony of this, guys, if you study the notes, a lot of this so-called income is what President Obama says is not income. Capital gains, dividends. Remember late last year, too, a lot of people sold stocks and got big checks because of the new taxes going in. So they want to have their cake and eat it, too. But how do we change the narrative? In other words, that the top 1%, they're not stealing the money, or they're not stealing opportunity. They're not taking it from the rest of the public. In fact, everyone can share it. And the pie, it's not a static pie. It actually continues to grow all the time.
That's right. I think we've got to change the leaders in Washington. I mean, they're the ones coming up with the narrative. They're driving the narrative. And unfortunately, people are believing it, and it's not in their best interest. And I think the bottom 99% doesn't realize that without the top 1%, America doesn't exist, and their life doesn't exist the way it exists right now.
But for me, I think the argument, though, is that you can be part of the top 1%. For me, that's what I think. You know, there was recently a survey of younger people, and only 4% said they wanted to be in the 1%. I was really sad about that because I don't think young people believe they can be part of the 1%. You can be. You can own the same stocks that are driving these other people's wealth. You can get in there.
Last word to you, Richard. No, Steve, I'm sorry. Steve.
Absolutely, I agree with Charles. I mean, anyone can do it. If they've got the mindset, if they have the ambition, they can do it. That's what built this country. All they have to do is go for their dream, and they can make it happen.
All right, let's see if it actually works in the reality of politics today in America. We shall see. Steve Siebold, thanks for joining us, sir. Look at this. I think we've got some videotape.